Alrighty, everyone, welcome to quiz number 3. We have 6 rounds today: our general knowledge round, our higher and lower, famous phrases, where are we, letters and numbers, and finally capping off with more general knowledge. Let's get into it. So, general knowledge, 10 points, 10 questions. There might be some bonus questions that I throw in there for fun, but let's find out as we go. So, question 1. What is the second tallest mountain on Earth? You'll have around 10 seconds for each question. On to question 2. Who is the Greek god of the sea? Moving now to question 3. When was the Battle of Waterloo, plus or minus 5 years? Moving on to question number 4. Who was the first emperor of Rome to convert to Christianity? Question number 5. What is the only surviving wonder of the 7 wonders of the ancient world? Question 6. Diamonds are a form of what element? Question number 7. How old was the character of Aragorn at the start of Lord of the Rings, plus or minus 12 years? And as a slight clue, it's probably a little bit higher than you're expecting. Question number 8. A monotreme is a mammal known for doing what? And bonus points if you can name the 2 mammals that are monotremes. Question number 9. A group of crows is called what? Question number 10. Lucky last, what is the capital city of Mexico? Alrighty. So, round 2, higher or lower. It'll become more clear as you play. Essentially, you'll be given 2 options and a topic, and you have to pick which one is higher. Alright, so question 1. Which country has higher copper production? Kazakhstan or Chile? You'll be given around 15 seconds for each of these questions. Alrighty, question number 2. Which country has more physicians per 1,000 people, Australia or the United Kingdom? Question 3. Which is taller? That's Mount Everest on the left and Olympus Mons on the right, which is on Mars. Alrighty, question number 4. Which is older, the Ford Model T or the company of Nintendo? And question 5. Which country has more species under threat, Somalia or North Macedonia? Alright, so that concludes our first 2 question rounds. Let's go through the answers for these. What is the second tallest mountain on Earth? That would be K2. Who is the Greek god of the sea? That would be Poseidon. When was the Battle of Waterloo? It occurred in 1815, so if you put anywhere between 1810 and 1820, give yourself a point. Who was the first emperor of Rome to convert to Christianity? That is Constantine the First or Constantine the Great, whichever you prefer. What is the only surviving wonder of the seven ancient wonders of the world? That is, of course, the Great Pyramids of Giza. Diamonds are a form of what element? They are very, very hard carbon. How old was the character of Aragorn at the start of Lord of the Rings? He's Numenorian, and Numenorians don't age the same way as normal mortal men. So he was 87. So if you put anywhere between 75 and 99, give yourself a point. That was a tricky one. A monotreme is a mammal known for doing what? That is laying eggs. Very odd. And the two monotremes are a platypus and the echidna. A group of crows is a murder of crows. And the capital city of Mexico is, of course, Mexico City. Alrighty, now we get to have some fun. Who has the higher copper production? Chile. Who has more physicians per 1,000 people? Australia. Which is taller? Mount Everest or Olympus Mons? Olympus Mons, very tall. Which is older? Nintendo by quite a bit. And finally, which country has more species under threat? Somalia. Yes. Sad statistic, that one. Alrighty. Now, round three, famous phrases. You'll be given a famous phrase or something along that lines, and I'll prompt you for what you need to find it relates to. It's quite obvious once we get into it. You'll have around 15 seconds per question, and each answer is worth 1 point. Alright, so I just want you to give the next line in this short poem. So, I was angry at a friend, I told my wrath. Alrighty, question two. This phrase comes from which document? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Question three. Who said this iconic quote? Onions have layers. Question number four. Who said this one? I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you. Bonus point if you can tell me what planet that occurred on. And our final one, this is the start of a very famous speech. Who was giving the speech 77 years ago? Alrighty, that concludes the famous phrases round. Let's get into guess the country. So there are 5 questions and a total of 10 points are up for grabs. So I will show you a picture of a place on Earth, and you have to name the country based off that picture. You'll have 10 seconds, and if you get within that first 10 seconds, that's 2 points. Then after that 10 seconds, you'll get a fact or interesting statistic about the country, and from there, if you get it after hearing that fact, that is just 1 point for the question. Alrighty, let's get into it. Alright, this is country number 1. And our fact about the country is, this country has 2 official languages, English and Swahili. Alright, let's have a look at our next country. Here is our next country. And the fact about this country has an entire other country inside its borders. Question number 3. And our fact, this country is the most populous country in the European Union. And our 4th country, and the fact about this country is the 2nd most biodiverse on the planet. And moving on to our final country. And a fact about this country has hosted the FIFA, Rugby and Cricket World Cups. And that concludes this round. So let's get into our answers for the famous phrases and where are we. So I was angry at a friend, I told my wrath. The next line is my wrath did end. That's for our poetry fans and also Peaky Blinders fans. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, of course, comes from the Declaration of Independence. Onions have layers, iconically said by the big man himself, Shrek. I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you. Obi-Wan Kenobi, that one's pretty obvious, and on Mustafar, of course. 407 years ago is how the Gettysburg Address starts, which was said by Abraham Lincoln. Alrighty, this country, Kenya. Our next one, South Africa. Our third country is Germany. Our fourth country, Colombia. And our final country is South Africa again. Alright, into our letters and numbers round. So for our letters round, you'll be given a mix of 9 vowels and consonants. You can only use each letter once, and you have to try and make the longest word you can. If you make a 9-letter word using every single letter once, that is 10 points. And then all the way down, just how, if it's not like 9 letters, you get as many points as letters used. So 8 letters, 8 points, 5 letters, 5 points, so on and so forth. Let's get into it. Our first letter is C. Our second letter is L. Our third letter is U. Our fourth letter is B. Our fifth letter is K. Our sixth letter is P. Our seventh letter is I. Our eighth letter is L. Our final letter is A. You'll have around 30 seconds to create the longest word possible. Best of luck. Your time starts now. And that concludes our 30 seconds. Let's have a look at some possible answers. So our first one, pull back, then back up, public, ball up, and cork. Very tricky round, so very well done if you got 6 there. Well done if you got pull back, well done. So our numbers round, so a mix of small and large numbers, 6 numbers in total. You can use plus addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication to try and reach the target number, which has been selected randomly. You don't have to use all the numbers, but you can only use each number as many times as it appears. Best of luck. You'll have around 30 seconds once we reveal our total. So our first number is small, 4. Our second, 2. Our third number, 4 again. Our fourth number, 7. And our two large, 50 and 25. Alright, and our score to reach is 501. Best of luck. And that's 30 seconds. Very well done if you got this one. It was quite tricky. Let's have a look at the answer now. So 50 plus 25 is 75. Minus 4 is 71. Then 71 multiplied by 7 is 497. Then 497 multiplied by plus 4 is 501, giving us our total. So yeah, make sure to practice your 71 times tables for these situations. All right, and our final round, another 10 general knowledge questions. Each answer is worth 1 point. Best of luck. Topical one, COP30 is being held in which country this year? All right, and question 2. Who wrote Pride and Prejudice? Question number 3. Mario and Luigi are A, identical twins, B, fraternal twins, or C, regular brothers? On to question number 4. Hawking radiation explains how black holes do what? Question 5. What is the acceleration rate of Earth's gravity in meters per second squared? Plus or minus 0.2 meters per second squared. Question 6. What are all the colors of the rainbow? Question 7. How many players are in a beach volleyball team? Question 8. Japan has a new prime minister. What is new about them? And I'm not talking about policy. Question 9. What is the chemical symbol for sodium? And lucky last, our final question for the quiz. What is the national animal of Scotland? All right, let's get into our final set of answers and then add up your final score and feel free to let me know how you went. So COP30 is being held in Brazil. Pride and Prejudice was written by Jane Austen. Mario and Luigi are fraternal twins. I personally thought they were just regular brothers. Hawking radiation explains how black holes decay or lose mass. If you're an astrophysicist, feel free to correct me down below. What is the acceleration of gravity on Earth in meters per second squared? Plus or minus 0.2. So it is 9.8 meters per second squared. So if you wrote 9.6 or 10, that is acceptable. What are all the colors of the rainbow? Roy G. Biv: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. How many players are in a beach volleyball team? Emphasis on beach. That would be only 2. Japan has a new prime minister, and she is the first woman to be prime minister. And the chemical symbol for sodium is Na. What is the national animal of Scotland? That is, of course, the unicorn. And that's all, folks. Thank you all very much for playing. I hope you had a lovely time. Yeah, I certainly had fun making the quiz. I hope you enjoyed the questions. Feel free to let me know about different topics you'd like included, a certain set of numbers or letters that you'd like suggested. Anything really. Yeah, have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye for now.